Welcome to Freedom Hours. Andy here again. Really happy to have you back with us for another episode. So today we're going to be diving back into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. In particular, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and FOMO. Now, what is FOMO? Well, freedom of missing out is what happens when people see an asset price going up and they jump into it because they're fearing they're going to miss out on the opportunity. Now, FOMO is a really powerful thing that can drive up not only Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but can also drive up real estate, stock prices. So in this video episode, we're going to talk about what FOMO is, how it applies to Bitcoin, and how it can also cause risks in a Bitcoin price and risks to other asset classes. And also, if you want to check out our other cryptocurrency videos, we've done quite a few here. And also check out Freedom Hours generally about how we help you on the path to financial success. And make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel. Anyway, let's jump in and have a look at Bitcoin and FOMO here at Freedom in Hours. Okay, so let's look at a particular example of how FOMO is working at the moment with the Australian real estate market. So Australian property has just gone up by 2% in the last month. Now, what that means is that's annualized 24% over a year. Now, that's incredible at the moment, considering we are in a pandemic and also Australia is just coming off a stiff recession. Now, a lot of people are saying that's due to the FOMO effect. What's happening is people are seeing property prices going up. They're afraid they're going to miss out on the opportunity to buy a property, and they're jumping in to purchase the investments. So it's happening with auctions. For example, there's a house in Melbourne, a small 150 square metre home that's sold for $2.05 million, $400,000 above its reserve. And the agent said it was due to the FOMO effect. People see it going up, they're worried about missing out on the opportunity, so they're jumping in. Now, this goes back to how us human beings are evolved. Now, we're evolved to gamble on opportunities. If you think about it, look at all the gambling places around. People spend money on lotto when there's one chance in a million of winning lotto. I mean, it's just madness. Now, if we apply this to Bitcoin, let's talk a bit about Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin price only a couple of years ago was down around, I think, $6,000. Now it's gone up to $74,000. It's come down a little bit since then, but what's different to what it was 2 years ago? Well, yes, there's been institutional investors, and yes, it's had more market appeal. But generally, the key thing is, as the price goes up, more people are seeing it goes up, and they want to jump in. They think they're missing an opportunity. See, when it went from 7,000 to 14,000, you'd think, okay, it doubled. When it goes from 40 to 28,000, people go, but I could have bought at 7,000. What an opportunity I missed out on. And the FOMO effect begins. Now, this happened to a lot of asset classes in the past. I mean, at the moment, the stock market's up around 33,500 points, the Dow Jones. Again, when we're in a recession, when we've been struggling. Now, I know there's a lot of liquidity, a lot of market money around at the moment, the marketplace, but people really are worried about missing out on the next big deal. Now, why would you worry about missing out on the next big deal? Well, again, it goes to how we're wired as human beings. See, as we evolved from apes and we came to what we are as human beings, we still have those emotional natures in our personality. It makes us respond as a group, makes us respond according to emotional levers, and it means that we go and jump for things that may not necessarily be there. Now, you may say this FOMO effect doesn't apply to you. Well, it does apply to you. Have you ever thought about, you've seen, have you watched stock prices going up before and gone, God, I wish I bought at that price? Have you yourself seen the Bitcoin price shoot up in price and thought to yourself, why have I missed out on that? Now, a lot of people say to me on the channel, Andy, you're just jealous that you missed out on the Bitcoin price rise. As I said before, no, I'm not. I don't live my life by what other people are doing. I live my life by my own financial goals. The Bitcoin price going up doesn't change my financial goals. I've made my wealth through property, through businesses, through stocks, through investments, through many things that have helped me increase my money over time. And a price for something going up that I believe has no fundamental value, I don't miss out on. To give you an idea, I used Bitcoin back in 2015, I think, as a bit of fun to go and purchase some stuff. I think I earned Bitcoin, a half Bitcoin, whatever it was. It didn't cost me much money. I don't regret owning it back then because I don't have the freedom of missing out. Investments need to be structured, logical, planned. You need to take your time when you're doing it to think about what you're doing. Don't sit there and worry about, what's the Joneses next door doing. Don't worry about if I say to you, well, guess what? I just made $1 million in Bitcoin. They probably haven't made $1 million in Bitcoin. What a lot of people tell you is not actually true. And that's why you need to get our emotional conditions in order. Now, I did a video previously about the 10-day mental diet. which I think is really important you can listen to. It gives you a meditation that enables you to center yourself so you don't start getting wrapped up in the FOMO effect. Now, the FOMO effect is so powerful. It's driving the Australian real estate market at the moment. It's driving the stock market. It's driving Bitcoin. And it's really making people worry about what they've missed on and what they're going to miss on. So I remember being told about when people miss out on things. So say I'll give you've got $10. And I'll say to you, you can either make $20 or risk losing the $10. Now, people will hold on to $10 because they fear losing it. And it's the same with the FOMO effect. People are really worried about missing out on the opportunity. So they'll jump in and they'll buy Bitcoin at a higher number. But also the reverse can happen. Now, when peaks happen, they go vertical, they go up very, very quickly. But when crashes happen, they happen the same way. The effect that drove people into the marketplace to buy more, to get more excited, is in the case of Bitcoin, reverses. Now, if we go back to 2007 financial crash, I remember going to London, I was on the tube, read the newspapers, and the world was going to end. But the world hadn't been ending the previous day. What happened? Things changed in the financial markets and in people's mindsets that reversed the wealth effect. Now, this could happen very, very quickly with Bitcoin and very, very suddenly, especially with such a volatile asset. So my advice to you is, again, be careful where you put your money. Watch out for the investments you do. Bitcoin has a powerful FOMO effect, freedom of missing out effect, which is driving people to want to buy more and more and more. Now, at Freedominhours, we want you to keep your money. We want you to build financial future. So make sure you look after yourself, take care, watch out for the FOMO effects, and again, make sure you let me know any questions you may have. Again, we did other videos such as Bitcoin's a bad investment, Bitcoin could go to zero, and an important one, Bitcoin is not like gold, which I think a lot of people are looking at. So make sure you let us know what you think of the channel, and make sure you like and subscribe to our videos, and thank you again for joining us here at Freedom in Hours.